There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.
Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker.
You got a real type of thing going down, getting down. There's a whole lot of rhythm going round. You got a real type of thing going down, getting down. There's a whole lot of rhythm going round. How we want the bump, give up the bump. How we need the bump, we gotta have the bump. How we want the bump, give up the bump. How we need the bump, we gotta have the bump.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. All up in the business Wednesday. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Now, you know Andy is always on theme, so we're giving it up to yet another. Wait, are we still in Cancer season? I think that we might be on the turnover to Leo season. I have to check. I think this is one of those months where it moves. It could be the 22nd or the 23rd. But shout out to George Clinton, the godfather of funk or something. Gotta be, right? And shout out to Knee Deep. I think that is my favorite Funkadelic Parliament song. I think. There's so many. Maybe One Nation. You know? Obviously this. I mean, there's so many things that we could choose. Atomic Dog, I know that's for the guys. That's like, you know, that's completely the Q's song at this point in time.
At NDRE didn't have no problem with them songs.
You know, I'm saying.
Cause as soon as that song come on, hey, y'all better watch out.
Listen, there's stomping and barking and woofing and all of that stuff. All right, of course, this is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines, and it's Wednesday, so we're getting all up in the business, not just who said what, but where the money is, who has the power, and what part of the story everyone is conveniently skipping, because that's what we do. So tonight, we are getting into a conversation about Atlanta and InvestFest. InvestFest is a financial festival, so to speak, that was started by the guys who created Earn Your Leisure on YouTube, which started in about 2019, really picked up during the pandemic, and shared the joys of the financial world, investing, real estate, all of these things. And, you know, there's been some questions about Earn Your Leisure, but this latest conversation brings about some interesting questions, so we'll get into it. We're also going to discuss Chadwick Boseman. Now, yesterday we talked about Malcolm Jamal Warner and the fallout of his estate following his death. And today we'll be doing the same, as Chadwick Boseman's brothers are taking his widow back to court nearly 6 years after his death. And we're also going to get into Wendy Williams. Her guardian is quietly ending the legal fight over a documentary that was anything but quiet. So we're going to talk about all of that. But first, you know, we got to get into some conversation starters, because that's what we do. Now, I thought this news was quite interesting, okay? And to quote Beyonce, somebody getting fired. I actually think they already did get fired. All right, so this is what went down today. The Miami Heat, someone accidentally posted a YouTube video and scheduled it for July 27th and titled it, LeBron James Introductory Press Conference. But LeBron hasn't committed formally to a team as of yet. We were just talking about how the NBA schedule is on hold while we wait for Bron to make his decision, right? And the post was quickly deleted. A Heat spokesperson said the social media team had prepared possible content in case LeBron chose Miami and accidentally made it public. Now, I don't think it's an accident that they posted it. The public part, yes. Now, coincidentally, right after that happened, the Miami Heat just happened to announce on a website or such 2 open jobs. One of them was a social media job, and the other was like a head of communications or something like that. The timing of it made people feel as if somebody got fired for potentially leaking some news. As Andy pointed out, Pat Riley has mentioned recently that he was welcoming LeBron James back in open arms. Now, we know it was tense. Pat Riley took away LeBron's cookies on the plane. But he did win 2 titles there. It was a good run. And, Miami was a nice place for Bron. Now, it is a 6-hour flight to get back here to LA because I don't think that his daughter or wife will be making that trip with him. But we'll see. Andy?
That's the determining factor right there. Wifey and daughter.
Right?
You don't think they would want to move to Miami?
No.
Not at all.
No.
You think they're solid here on the West Coast now?
I think that Savannah has established some things, some business things. I think Zuri is 12 years old. She plays volleyball. Does she want to be uprooted for maybe just a year, and disrupt what she has going in her routine, her school, her friends? A lot of that is a consideration. That's why I thought Golden State was the perfect choice, because it's just a 45-minute plane ride. That goes by that, He could come home and tuck her in at night and go back and be back in time for work.
Look, I don't really want to acknowledge this team, but why not the Clippers?
I thought about the Clippers, and that actually could be a good move. That's real comfortable.
Ballmer got bread and
Ballmer
connections.
got a lot of bread to make that happen, so we'll have to
and
see.
that can kind of erase whatever shenanigans they got with the Kawhi situation.
Facts. That wouldn't be a bad move either,
Just
so
saying.
We'll have to see. Listen, when we come forward, more trending topics and headlines.
Without saying a word is voice I heard. Give us the funk, you punk. Up on the sun. You got the groove. And out of time.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
5 years. Thousands of hours of talk radio that doesn't flinch. One station that calls it like it is. Every single day. KBLA Talk 1580, where progressive isn't a buzzword, it's a promise. We're celebrating 5 years of fighting for the right side of history, and we're not done. Catch us at 1580 AM or stream us live on the KBLA 1580 app or website, because the conversation doesn't stop.
Happy anniversary!
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Right now. Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe. Happy birthday, Mr. Keith Sweat. The year was 87. This was rocking. This, EU doing the butt. School days rocked around then. But back then, you know, because people didn't really pay attention, they would call this I wanna. Not I want her. I wanna. That's how it goes sometimes, you know. All right, listen, before we get into the conversation details of the night, you know, if at any point you want to join the conversation, 800-920-1580, that's the number that you can dial. Get at us on social media, KBLA 1580. Me personally, I'm at Stiletto Jill. Holla at your girl, say hi. Shout out to DJ Black 909, Pretty Brown Mimi, Forrest Harrison. They always hit me up on social. I appreciate them. And that brings me to our next point of business. If you want to get the visual to go along with the audio experience, hop into the YouTube chat with the VIPs. Shout out to them. All right, listen. We're getting into many, many things tonight. It's Wednesday, so that means we're all up in the business Wednesday. So that means I'm not alone. I am joined by author, business strategist, entrepreneur, owner of Glow and Flow Beauty and Slay Hair, 3Ys, Mr. Damon Haley. Welcome in the building. Are you feeling invigorated? Because it's
here.
Leo season.
Leo season. The mic is hot. Shout out to Keith Sweat too, because he's an entrepreneur. Did his own deals back in the day.
He did back in the day. Held on to his publishing.
All that
came from the financial sector, which kind of ties into our topic that we're getting into tonight. You know.
What's up, people? Chat me up. Hit me up.
Real quick, because we talked about this before you got here. Did you hear about the Miami Heat having to hire some new social individuals because they accidentally, to get prepared in case, scheduled a YouTube live stream for the announcement of a LeBron James signing? Do you think that that was an accident, just in case, or could the tea leaves be forming?
I did get some conversation around that. I think it was strategic, and I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was strategic. I think it's the heat, pressure, all of that. I think so.
You think the heat is just putting it out there to kind of force his hand?
Because just to kind of put it out there, because there's no penalty around it. And so that's what I heard from maybe 3 clicks away. Somebody in Miami, but 3 clicks away.
Okay.
So,
Andy, you look like you got something to say.
I'm just kind of shocked if that's the case, because we were just talking about how they done took his cookies away last time.
Right.
So, like, you guys are spoiling my return again. Like, come on, what are you guys doing, Miami? I'm trying to rock with y'all again, and you guys are messing up?
No, it's not. Well, I have been involved with some conversations, not like first wave, kind of second tier, because I don't really want to get into asking real people that can give me the answer. I don't want to do that.
Right, you don't want to be that close.
I don't want to be that
like
close
this.
to it. Yeah, I don't want to be that close to it, and have nobody give me a secret or anything like that.
Right.
And have questions, but on the peripheral, he is kind of undecided. I think he is, but Warriors, Philly, Cleveland, Heat, all of that kind of stuff. There's no other ones, but he could go back to the
Miami.
Heat. Yeah, he could, because they got a good one. I think going to the East is stronger for winning, and really still being relevant.
Facts. I mean, because I feel like the Cleveland thing, I know James Harden is there, but you went out perfectly. You know what I'm saying? There's you can't top that. So don't whimper to the finish line with Cleveland. Andy?
DH?
Yes, sir.
What about them Clippers, man?
I don't see him doing. I think he's done in L.A. I think he's done in L.A. I think that.
The fandom didn't receive him.
No. Let me be very careful about this. Whatever needed to happen to create a great relationship between LeBron and LA, like a really great relationship, just didn't happen. I don't know whose fault it was, but it didn't happen. So I don't think he's trying to stay that tight.
You know what's interesting about that to me too, and I know this wasn't the topic for tonight. I'm just going to throw this out here, and then we'll move on.
Throw it out there.
I find it strange that Nike didn't invest more in LeBron in LA. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I'm sorry, though. I just feel like they didn't utilize him. And I understand he was at the latter part of his career, may not have been as flexible as in earlier points. But I just felt like they didn't generate any brand energy around the King being in LA.
Well, you and I know very much that it can happen if you just have name, image, and likeness to leverage. You don't need the actual person until he gets on board.
And hence why I say
that
I am disappointed in how they handled him being in LA. I feel like his imprint should have been much larger. I'm not saying to overshadow or battle Kobe or anything in that manner, but I do feel like there was room for it to be a better imprint of King James here in LA.
Yeah, I think that this is one thing I've seen that's changed around marketing and brand. Marketing is about demand creation and still making money. I think when we were there, you still had to build marketplace. We still had to, it was still dollars that we talked about, that sales office on the side. I mean, it was a couple years ago, the brand gets so big, they don't think about that.
They lose that touch, that connectiveness.
They lose that because you got to get closer to the consumer. You got to get closer to your retailers, all of that.
But I feel like they have an office here not far where we used to be, and the perspective just shift. There's a whole blueprint that was laid for them.
But I agree. But you still have, where do we take the other guy? Fox Hills Mall, down Crenshaw, Westchester Fairfax game, all that kind of stuff to have people think he is LA. Now, to his credit, he fell in line.
He did.
And I do think that if LeBron would have had that kind of soft kind of landing here, he probably would have aligned with it too, because it would have been simple to do. And it didn't happen. Like I said, I don't know if they ran away from him or not. I mean, he's still pushing shoes, lifetime deal, all that kind of stuff in the number 2 market.
But it
You
still
know.
felt soft for a superstar of his caliber
Oh, it
with
was.
that type of deal.
It was. And I would say that I've had preliminary and light conversations about another guy that came to LA that plays for the same team. Okay, what are you doing for him? He's a global star. He's a perennial all-star. And there's nothing happening. So I don't know what folks are thinking, to be honest.
I got questions. Andy,
I just wanted to say, this whole narrative about, LA not appreciating LeBron James, I feel like it's false because LeBron, first off, bullied his way over here to Los Angeles, and we pretty much opened the door and gave him the red carpet to do whatever you want and whatever you please. Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Bronny James. And to say that we didn't appreciate him, nah, that's bogus. I think the Lakers was just like, you know what? We want to do our own thing now. You was here for 8 years. We gave you whatever it is that you wanted. It's our turn to do our thing now. Sorry. Peace out.
Now, I don't know if people didn't appreciate him, but I do know that between the footwear brand, between the franchise, and between his organization, his enterprise, it could have been a better relationship. Now, I don't know who the onus of that is on. All three have to say, what did we do? And all three, I think, aren't accustomed to it.
I think they all dropped the ball, yeah.
They might have been looking for one another.
That makes
Because
sense.
we are talking about a dude who at age 14 was on Sports Illustrated and never had the heavy lift there. We are talking about a franchise that don't have to heavy lift.
These are facts.
Because we did a lot
for them,
for that franchise, because it was
absolutely
a deal. It was a Nike Laker deal. I still know the people over there from that deal. So we had business. Once again, we had the business to be over there. I had to sell at Hirachi. That's what you wore. We had to sell that Hirachi. We had to Sheiks and to Baldwin Hills Plaza, all that kind of stuff. We had to do that.
Different business. I'm just curious to see.
Different evolution where the brand is going to prevail, and we'll let digital sales do it or whatever maybe, versus really impacting a marketplace.
Well, I want to see what with the new ownership happens, because they still have the guy. May not be that guy, but they have the guy. So to me, it is going to be a failure of, again, no shade, I'm sorry, but it's going to be a failure for brand marketing if you have that type of player again in the market and there's no impact, there's no reception of that. I feel like right now Jordan is making more of an impact in the marketplace down here around basketball, just generally speaking. And
well, Luka's a Jordan.
Oh,
he's a Jordan athlete.
True.
He's a Jordan athlete.
Okay.
And I don't even know if he's been properly introduced. Have you seen him this summer around?
Luka, don't he go home? Is he out?
That's what I'm saying. He got to be down at SoFi with the World Cup.
Yeah.
We got to see him at the ESPYs. We got to see him with Jigga. We got to see him there.
Outside.
That's the kind of stuff. Yeah, we got to see him outside.
Because we like stars, and we like stars that are Hollywood and in the mix.
It was funny. Kellerman said something like the Lakers might be the number 3 team in LA now. The Dodgers, and then you got the Rams. The Lakers might need to market the new players that they seem to be acquiring. Oh yeah, they're number 3 now. So
Andy,
this is what's gonna happen.
We don't hear you.
You say you don't hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
The Lakers are gonna surprise some folks this season, and they're going to win some games. That's the only marketing you need. Lakers winning. I'm just saying. Y'all just hating.
No.
This is gonna be.
No. Let me tell you.
The Lakers are pure now.
From a sports brand standpoint, the Rams, and then we have the Dodgers, and we have the Lakers. Who's the most interesting at this point?
Rams or Dodgers?
The Dodgers are pretty interesting because they winning,
The
and
Rams
they
are
exciting, and
interesting,
they got phenomenal people. With the Japanese boy and even Mookie, they got some interesting stuff. And then you got the Rams with a new team, deep playoff runs and all that. And now you got the Lakers now, from an excitement sports brand perspective.
Well, do you think, because obviously new ownership with the Dodgers, not new, but same ownership that is sort of in bed with the Lakers, right? Do you think some of that energy will be moved over there?
What concerns me is the CMO of the Lakers. Lon Rosen.
Okay, been there a long time.
He been there. He got a certain formula
right
that might not meet this new formula of what they need to be spectacular. That's the only thing that concerns me. The best thing is that Lon is Magic's guy, and Magic is he the most attractive thing that could potentially get us interested over there.
Yeah, that's
at crypto.
True. That's
so
true.
that's the only but now they do have some other business pieces to to make the money right, analytics and all that kind of stuff. They got a rocket science over there on that side of the business. They got another hire too that came from the East Coast that does the partnership stuff very well. But when we talk about making it sexy, celebrity role and all that kind of stuff to cling to, because LeBron still had that, made that kind of stuff happen, the Bronny LeBron thing. That made it happen. That's what I'm talking about from a brand perspective. They'll win some games. I think they'll win some games. But that whole, do I want to go to the Laker game on a Tuesday night?
Maybe not, huh? We'll have to see.
Yep.
Okay, listen, when we come forward, I'm going to drop this on you right now, and then we'll get into the details on the other side. Earn Your Leisure, they are the financial platform that gained popularity through the pandemic. They've been around for about 7 years now. They dropped their Invest Fest, I believe 5 or 6 years ago, started with 4,500 people and has grown from there. And they say Invest Fest has helped make Atlanta the capital of Black financial conversation for the last 6 years. But according to them, the city and corporate Atlanta have not invested in the event with the same energy that the event has invested in Atlanta and, in their opinion, done for Atlanta, right? And so the conversation isn't so much if Atlanta supports Black business. We know it does, but is a conversation, dispute, debate over measurable public benefits and what level of institutional backing warranted for a privately operated for-profit cultural event? We're going to get into those details. We're going to talk about that and then some of the things that the crowd has said in response to Invest Fest. And, take a look at what does investing look like when you're bringing something, an event, a party, not that this is a party, but you get the idea, to a different city. When we come forward, we'll get into that.
A woman will sell her precious body for a small piece of paper. It carries a lot of weight for that great almighty dollar.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. In Detroit, Michigan, a drive-by shooting left 3 people injured and Detroit police searching for suspects. Police say shots rang out around 7:15 last night. DPD Public Information Officer Jalen Nelson says 2 men and 1 woman were shot several times each.
We do know that there were some people that may have witnessed this incident. We asked that if anyone witnessed anything or knows anything to contact the 9th Precinct.
The U.S. has launched strikes on Iran for an 11th straight day. U.S. Central Command announced the completion of the latest wave of attacks. The strikes targeted military operations centers, aircraft hangars, and drone storage facilities. And Mississippi lawmakers are taking another look at how the state's public colleges and universities are funded. Some legislators want to tie more state funding to student success and job outcomes instead of enrollment, saying schools should better prepare graduates for the workforce. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Attention Ram owners. Complete Recall 67A. Get $500 and a chance to win a getaway to Miami for 2 to see the final race of the season. Plus, meet Brendan Butterbean Queen. Learn more and schedule at CumminsRecall.com.
Is this the takeover? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Today was Football Media Day for the SWAC and MEAC, the top 2 HBCU athletic conferences in the country. Media members covering both conferences gave their predictions on which teams will be top contenders for the conference title. In the MEAC, South Carolina State was voted to repeat as champion for the third straight year. South Carolina State has won the last two HBCU national titles. In the SWAC, Prairie View A&M and Alabama State got the most votes to finish first in their division. Prairie View is in the SWAC West. Alabama State is in the East. Prairie View is coming off an 81 season in the SWAC. They lost to South Carolina State last year in the HBCU National Championship game. A date to put on your calendar for next year, August 27, 2027. That's the date for the HBCU Battle of the Bands at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the NFL Dallas Cowboys. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
There is no denying that we've always been the conscience of this country. KBLA Talk 1580 is progressive talk radio built for our community, by our community, and with hosts who look like you, live near you, and care about what you care about. 50,000 watts of truth right here in Southern California. KBLA Talk 1580. Listen live on your AM radio dial at 1580 or stream us live on our KBLA1580.com website or on our free KBLA 1580 app.
Unapologetically progressive.
Listen up, KBLA delegation. We have something you need to hear. Right now, you may qualify for low-cost home internet. And we're not talking about a catch. This is real. Many internet service providers offer low-cost internet plans if anyone in your household is enrolled in CalFresh, Medi-Cal, SSI, or is income eligible. There are a lot of families in our community who deserve to be connected. Here's all you do. Call 844-461-7893. That's the Get Connected call center. Real people ready to help you enroll today. Or go online to internetforallnow.org to find a provider near you. You may also qualify for a low-cost computer through Human IT. Connectivity is not a luxury. In 2026, it's a necessity. And you deserve access just like everybody else. Call 844-461-7893. That's 844-461-7893. KBLA's got you. If you missed any of this, you can always go to our website at KBLA1580.com. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 in partnership with the California Emerging Technology Fund, CETF.
Let me put my hard hat on, go back outside, and see if these procrastination Crenshaw construction crews have shown up yet. I'm saving space for grace, but if these trucks don't show up soon, well, you already know. Destination Crenshaw, your time is up. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. KBLA Talk 1580 and Bethesda Temple Church invite residents, churches, businesses, and community leaders along the Crenshaw corridor to join a vitally important community conversation Thursday, July 30th, 6:30 p.m. at Bethesda Temple Church, 4909 Crenshaw Boulevard. For years now, this community has been living with unkept promises and the devastating effects of the unfinished Destination Crenshaw construction project, leaving residents, businesses, and churches to deal with myriad problems, including the loss of parking, restricted access, traffic congestion, and a lack of emergency vehicle access when it matters most. For years now, Procrastination Crenshaw has directly contributed to the loss of customer revenue for local black-owned businesses and sadly has forced the closure of some businesses along this 1.3-mile corridor. For years now, churches have been experiencing decreased attendance due to the elimination of parking, and social service programs for vulnerable fellow citizens have been altogether halted. For years now, residents have watched their quality of life erode, and nothing has been done about it. If they think they can get away with treating black folk like second-class citizens, they better think again.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me.
This town hall meeting is a reckoning, a public witness, an opportunity for impacted community members to share their experiences for the public record as we prepare to hold those responsible accountable for this enduring nightmare. So please join us Thursday, July 30th, 6:30 p.m. at Bethesda Temple Church, 4909 Crenshaw Boulevard. This town hall meeting is free and open to the public, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, I'm married to this game, that's who I made my wife. Said I die alone, I told that she probably right. One thing that's for sure, not a stranger to this life. Got a safe that's full of Franklins and a shoulder full of stripes.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe. Shout out to Nipsey. It's always a good time for a little neighborhood nip. All right, listen. We were talking about Earn Your Leisure and Invest Fest. So Earn Your Leisure appeared on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and they talked about how they have received limited support from the city of Atlanta and major corporate sponsors despite being based there for 6 years. Invest Fest this year is August 7th through the 9th in Atlanta, and there are more than 400 Black-owned businesses expected to participate. The annual event combines financial education, entrepreneurship panels, celebrity speakers, business vendors, entertainment, networking, and cultural programming, right? So I'm going to let you hear a little bit about what Troy and Rashad had to say on the Breakfast Club about their feelings about the city of Atlanta and where they feel they deserve some help.
I was thinking about InvestFest the other day, and I was thinking, do you just keep it in Atlanta? Kind of like how Essence just keeps it in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Like, is it just one thing that it always stays there? Or do you say, you know what, we take it to another city?
Its home has been Atlanta for obviously for the 6 years. We flirted with the idea just because, you know, the lack of support that we've gotten from the city of Atlanta has been, you know, something that has been puzzling. But we come from grassroots, so we know how to build things from the ground up, get help from, you know, our partners and people in the world of business that have helped support the event. It's the epicenter of Black culture, of Black business, about Black entrepreneurship. We had a large fan base there and a large support base there, so it was like, all right, let's do it there year one. 4,300 people. All right, well, now we have partners that are from Atlanta. Our other partner, Mike, lives in Atlanta. It made sense to just keep it there. And now it feels like it's part of the city, right? Like in the 90s, you know, like it was different types of events that were synonymous with Atlanta, right?
Freaknik. Say it, Troy. Yeah, I know you're married, but damn.
Come on, we trying to wrap it in. Right? Let's stay together. Let's stay together, man. Come on, all right? And so now we got the idea and the opportunity to bring a new event there and stay there. And hopefully it does stay there. I mean, that's the idea because it is a central location for a lot of people, right? So yeah, it has all the things that would be beneficial to be in a city to have that type of event.
But it can move. It could definitely. To answer your question, Essence is locked in with the city of New Orleans. So Atlanta is home for now.
So what is Atlanta not doing to make sure they're comfortable? Because like you said, Essence knows what Essence Festival, well, I should say New Orleans knows what Essence Festival does for that market, right? Brings millions and millions of business, not just there, but to hotels, to restaurants, and so does InvestFest.
$100 million at least.
Yeah, so
I saw that online.
Let's
is that
talk
a good
about
number?
that.
According to ChatGPT, Atlanta's done nothing for us, and you know it's an unfortunate situation, but it's one of these things. I think a lot of times when you're a Black entrepreneur, a lot of things are just expected, like, oh, you got it, like you good, or you know, and it's like if somebody else would come, like a Forbes or somebody like that, then they would roll out the red carpet and do everything. But nobody's doing what we doing. Like as far as having 25,000 people a day come, we having billionaires every single year, people at the highest level. We got Serena Williams this year. We had Magic Johnson before. We had 50 Cent before. So
I got Steve Harvey, Issa Rae.
Yeah, we had
Jack
DJ
Dorsey.
Envy, Charlemagne.
Charlemagne.
Ain't nobody. Y'all got this is amazing. What have y'all asked the city for that they've said no to?
I mean, it's just a matter when you work. So, all right, this is good education because it's like when you work with a city, there's a budget and there's different things that they can do.
Subsidies, municipalities.
So they can help put up billboards. They can help be a liaison with the center. They can help with the police force. They can help with the budget. They can help with
transportation.
They can help with rooms at hotels. they could help with so many different things, and that's what happens when a lot of these events, they have like bidding wars between different cities, and it's like,
Right.
okay, like we know what this economic impact is. Like you said, the $100 million. That's what ChatGPT had estimated, based off of everything, the amount of people that we have, and then the vendors that come into play too. So it's a whole economic empowerment. Like we talk about economic empowerment, that's really economic empowerment on so many different levels. Not even mentioning the pitch competition. So.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure why Atlanta has not done anything, but we came into this independent. We put our own money up. It costs $4 million to run InvestFest, and we get minimal amount of sponsorships. That's another issue that we can talk about if you want. But to me, that's concerning because it's 25,000 people that come. It's one of the largest events in the world when it comes to business. We check every single box. We have 400 business vendors there. We got billionaires. We got the highest level of celebrity. We got all that stuff. And companies is like, explain it to me. How does this look? Like, what does this mean? What does InvestFest mean? But I'm pretty sure if it was anybody else doing it, they would have at least 100 different sponsors and every single bank and every single credit card company. But we got to,
It's because y'all black. They understand financial literacy conferences when it comes to white people. When it's a black event, they're like,
yeah, and it's past the proof of concept stage.
Absolutely.
Right? Like we in year 6, we had over 70,000 people last year. And you're talking about large corporations that are headquartered in the city of Atlanta, right? You're talking about Delta, which headquarters are in Atlanta. We're in a Coca-Cola venue. Coca-Cola is not part of the event. You're talking about Home Depot, right? Arthur Blank owns the stadium, right? All these companies.
Have y'all spoke to those people of Coke and Delta?
We've reached out to everybody, right? And it's the same thing to a point where they had competitors saying like, we want to be a part of it. So, and that's the thing, like you're in a Coca-Cola venue, you can't have any other beverage company, right? So when Pepsi says, hey, PepsiCo wants to reach out, well, we're in their venue, so we can't really, affiliate with that. So you just start looking at the space and you're wondering like, how is this happening, right? Are we missing something? And so the thing is, like I said, grassroots, we know how to build, right? We know the importance of it, so we just keep going. But yeah, man, it becomes frustrating and it becomes puzzling because you want to continue the thing. You obviously see the vision, you see the people that it's helping, but when there's a lack of support from corporations and from the city, it's like, all right, how many times are we gonna have to just keep climbing this mountain before somebody realizes the value here?
DH?
Time to go. It's time to go. I mean, for one, it's Atlanta, and Atlanta is a convention city. That's the first thing. So you're not doing anything extraordinary there,
right?
Because they got a lot of people coming through, and Atlanta is very, at least in 1996, since I for my first time there with the Olympics, really knowing the business around it, and I've been to Essence Music Festival, I think 7 or 8 years in a row, and stuff in Atlanta. It's still the value that they're providing. Now, they are right. You go to the Visitors Bureau to try to get hotel rooms and all that kind of stuff. You go to the councilman or whatever to try
Chamber
to get
of
DLC,
Commerce.
yeah, all that kind of stuff. So, and just doing quick math, right? He said 70,000. Well, 70,000 people. So you times that times 100, that's 7 million. You're making money off that, right? If you just do the math. So I don't know why Coke, they already bought the building. Why would they do more? That's why you buy the building out. All right. And so I don't know why Home Depot, maybe it's no homeowners. So then you start looking at the people you're attracting along with those products to say, oh, I can't get those, so I'm going to pay you to get me those customers. That's how people think, right? So if you don't have a lot of homeowners, they're not going to Home Depot, so they might have did the analytics on who your core customer is and be, oh no, these are apartment people. They got apartments. So it could be that, but I would say you test it and move it around. You bid it out, because I don't know if it lives anywhere outside of the South.
That's very
maybe Houston, because Afrotech moves around.
And someone just sent me shout out to T-Star, said Afrotech doesn't have that issue, so it really isn't a black thing.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's looking at the product, who you attract, and
I was going to say maybe
kind of
it
stuff.
is the audience, no shade, no tea, but maybe they feel the audience is outside.
We got them. No, we got them. Everybody look at that audience is heavy Atlanta, so We don't have to do anything to do that, because all you're doing is you're doing financial literacy, which you can get anywhere online. And I love the Earn Your Leisure guys. Don't get me wrong, but what is it that is it every other year that will make it more interesting? So you got to look at your event as a product and who would want it. I mean, pitch it out in Charlotte, pitch it out in Houston.
I also think that sometimes, especially when you're talking about financial things, I get why you're bringing in the celebrities. But sometimes when you're talking to no, listen to me. Andy's like, what are you saying? Okay. I just think that sometimes we overvalue how much people want to sit and listen to a conversation with a celebrity, especially when you're positioning it from a financial perspective. Because hear me out. A celebrity may have had to build their business, but they're not starting from the same standpoint as the typical person in the audience. So their business struggles may not be as, inspirational as we like them to be, because people might be looking for facts.
We have, like, I don't want to nitpick what he said. Magic Johnson last year, Serena this year. InvestFest? You know what I mean? Like,
well, Serena does have a ventures company.
Yeah, but that's you only trust me.
Different level.
I know she do, because I'm trying to get in front of her, and I can't. So it's only a handful of us that can do that. Not know 70,000 people can't deal with a Serena. So you're looking for Serena to do inspiration. Serena in small rooms making stuff happen. You 4 layers from her, and she's not crunching numbers.
So, I mean, that's what I think, I've heard lots of critiques about it, as it's gotten larger, that, feels more like a club thing. It's always the thing with conventions that the panels are competing at the same time. So, you can't necessarily get in to hear the panels that you want and just the things that happen when an event grows to the size of something like this.
70,000 people a day, if what he said, is a good thing if the ticket's $100. So you're generating $7 million from that. Now, he said it costs $4 million. So I'm just doing math. You're making $3 million. I could be wrong, but he talked about billboards. Cities don't own billboards.
Right, those are
billboard companies build that. So it's a lot of stuff in there, and I don't want to hold him to the fire, and he said he got no's. But I could see where Coke would say, no, we bought the building already. Home Depot would say, entertainment stuff, we're good on that. The city, police officers to do overtime to do that stuff, no, you got to pay for that. And they might have given it to them early and just not giving it to them as they scale and grow, meaning you've got to put some big boy, big woman pants on, skirt or whatever your choice is, and pay for this kind of stuff, because that's what the business is about.
Andy?
2 things. Number 1, I find it interesting how, shout out to Troy and Rashad too, I'll tap in with them on a regular basis. It's just interesting how much they promote investing in stocks, right? Investing in these businesses, right? Now, some of these businesses that they're probably looking for sponsorships aren't the actual corporations and businesses that they're investing in, but it's just interesting to me, right? You know what I'm saying? The whole relationship with corporations and businesses. Invest in these businesses, but yet at the same time, these businesses, these corporations don't necessarily want to do business with you. That's just one thing, just an interesting little dynamic about that. And then number 2, a takeaway that I have is, I don't think these corporations want to invest in people like me and you when it comes to knowledge.
Financial literacy.
Financial
that
literacy.
Is something that they want to
considering
bypass.
This administration that we have here, we see them group of black people, they're coming together, they're, they're putting their ideas together, they're gaining knowledge. I don't know if we want to invest in that. That might potentially be a threat in the next couple of years. I'm not too sure.
They end up making money, though. So once again, the Delta thing, you go to the Marriott in D.C. and get a deal to do, and I've done these deals before, and you got to sell them on the idea of them making money. Not this ain't community service up in here. We talking about making people money, and I think that this world, this America, our president, they about making money.
Dr. Tachi in the chat says they also don't lean into enough. virtual audiences. These days, if you only view virtual as a side dish, you're leaving money on the table. I agree with that. They could charge virtual admission and have those panels things and make a lot of side money that way.
They on virtual every week though.
I bet you.
But the Invest Fest. But it's the same thing. I could say they're on every week. Why do I need to go to Invest Fest? So I think, for some people, again, if they want that inspiration, that aspiration, or hear talk from these individuals maybe that they could never get to the room to, I think that is something they might also want to consider. When we come forward, we'll get into Chadwick Boseman and more trending topics and headlines.
For the road to riches and diamond rings. Shine because they hate us, floss because they the greatest. We tryna buy back our 40 acres. And for that paper, look how low we are stoop. Even if you in a bench, you still in the coop. Come on, come on. And when it falls down, who you gonna call now?
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, this is Chris Holden, former mayor of Pasadena, former California Assembly member and CEO of LA Fire Justice.
Join Chris Holden and LA Fire Justice for the 27th Annual Community Block Party and Resource Fair, Saturday, August 1st from 3 to 7 p.m. on the 500 block of East Jackson Street in Pasadena. Bring the whole family for an afternoon of live entertainment, games, activities, arts and crafts, and a special performance by Altadena's own Grammy-nominated R&B artist, John B. Hosted by James Farr of KBLA Talk 1580's Conversation Live Altadena Rising, Eaton Fire survivors can connect with local organizations, recovery partners, and speak with the LA Fire Justice team about your rights, their case against Edison, and how you can join them in the fight to hold them accountable and seek the compensation you deserve. Come, be part of an afternoon of community, connection, and support. LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Advertisement, Douglas Boxer, Law Office of Douglas Boxer, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101. With the attorney responsible for the content of this advertisement, ChrisHolden.org.
Gas prices got you down. LADWP customers get a rebate of up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. Installing an EV charger at your home? Get a rebate for that too, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV.
You ready? Drop it.
2 shows, 1 Friday, all Amanda Seals. What's up, y'all? Catch me here on KBLA Talk 1580, first from noon to 2 p.m. And if you miss me, I'm back 4 to 6 p.m. See, this is where the conversation gets real. Ooh, and it gets good. So don't miss it. Fridays only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Going to a World Cup match in LA this summer? Ditch the parking stress and ride Metro. With direct service from across LA County, it's the easy way to get there for just $1.75 each way.
This November, you'll decide who leads California. So shouldn't you hear directly from the people asking for your vote? Join us for California Voices, a political town hall and ballot forum, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Meet candidates running for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and other major statewide and local offices, including Mayor of Los Angeles, City Attorney, and LA County Sheriff. Get clear, nonpartisan breakdowns of the propositions on your November ballot, both sides, no spin. And ask your questions directly, in real conversation, face to face. California Voices is brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress, giving you the information you need before you vote. Mark your calendar, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026, California Voices. Follow KBLA 1580 for details and download the KBLA 1580 app. Your vote, your voice. Be there.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Whatever you.
Welcome back. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So we're going to put a pin in Earn Your Leisure. Might revisit that topic at one time. I know one of the things that has been a continued conversation around them is that some people felt that there was a time period that they were promoting what they felt as individuals that were not safe to be promoted to the community, i.e. scammers, maybe. Not saying that. That's what the people said. And so I think that also as they are growing, and, you know, they're kind of flashy guys, I think that they're also getting some of, you don't think that they're flashy? Rashad is very flashy.
Rashad, but not Troy, man.
Not Troy.
Chill.
Troy is more chill. But still, Rashad, I mean.
And shout out to Ian Dunlap, too.
They're the face, and especially I feel Rashad, because he is more outspoken and a little more. I think that sometimes you get that blowback, like, we're with you while you're climbing, but once you start flashing your Audemars Piguet in our face and, you know, those things, people get a little, their feathers get ruffled.
Yeah.
So I think that they're dealing with some of that as well from the blowback. Okay, 2 more stories real quick. We talked last night about Malcolm Jamal Warner's estate battle, well, his wife's estate battle with his mother, Pamela. Tonight we're talking something similar. Chadwick Boseman's brothers are accusing his widow of keeping their parents in the dark and holding up the distribution of his estate. It's a painful reminder that a beloved legacy can still become a probate file when there's no will. Get your wills done.
Right now,
so important.
today.
Listen, he died August 28th, 2020 at the age of 43 from complications related to colon cancer. He had privately undergone treatment for approximately 4 years, and he passed without a will. His brothers, Kevin and Derek Boseman, filed a petition in L.A. seeking to remove Chadwick's widow, Taylor Simone Leadward Boseman, as administrator of the estate. They allege that she's failed to complete asset distribution required by a 2022 court order, and that she has not provided sufficient transparency concerning bank accounts, royalties, SAG-AFTRA residuals, intellectual property and image rights, unclaimed property in the state, personal belongings, and long-term care insurance policy that reportedly was intended for his mother. And let me tell you, if you can afford to pay for long-term care insurance, you absolutely should, because trust me, whatever you think you're going to get, it's not enough should something happen. The brothers are requesting a complete estate accounting, distribution of remaining assets, contempt findings, Leadward removal as the administrator, appointment of an attorney and professional fiduciary, restrictions on major legacy-related contracts without family involvement, attorney's fees and costs. These allegations are all in a petition. Leadward has not publicly responded at the time of this. So, the public reports say that a judge ruled that she is, the wife, entitled to 50% of the estate, and his parents are collectively entitled to the remaining 50%. All right, listen, that's it. I'll talk about Wendy. She won the case, though. They privately retrieved. We'll get into that tomorrow. Damon Haley on Instagram. Shout out to him. Hit him up. Facts, Context, and Culture with me tomorrow. Coming up next is The Voice of Reason.
That I can ever be a rapist, it's hard to face this cold world on a good day. When will they let the little kids in the hood play? I got us 5 times, but I'm still breathing. Living proof there's a God if you need a reason. And I believe in my own faith. Will I raise my kids in the right or the wrong way? Dear mama, I'm a man now. I wanna make it on my own, not a handout. Make way for a whirlwind, prophesy. I wanna go in peace when I gotta die.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. In Detroit, Michigan, a drive-by shooting left 3 people injured and Detroit police searching for suspects. Police say shots rang out around 7:15 last night. DPD Public Information Officer Jalen Nelson says 2 men and 1 woman were shot several times each.
We do know that there were some